Color scheme
Yeah,
looks pretty familiar.
yeah, very similar deck to what Austin played on that Friday. I did get very lucky and rolled Hunter as my leader. So immediately I wanted to draw as many cards as possible with my deck. So I filled basically I think all of my units I put in my deck other than the one Syndicate Lackeys is a unique unit. So I kind of wanted to have a game plan where I put either a Greedo in R2 or Leia in play on turn one, and uh, would ideally like to have a duplicate copy of any of those in my hand so I can, activate it. Have as many chances to activate it on Hunter on turn one to draw an extra card and start snowballing the value. Um, I kind of compensated for that with some of the hotshot blasters to make my units a little bit more impactful. But I wanted to build my deck more like a control deck, like a green yellow control deck to kind of be able to outgrind some of the other strategies and favorably interact with a lot of the weaker stuff. So I was pretty happy with how the deck turned out. I thought it was a lot of fun. I enjoyed it more than I thought I would. Some of
You'd
the
enjoy it a lot.
all I did. It was pretty fun. The Spark of Hopes were better than I thought they would be. They worked really well with Hunter's ability to like reveal a thing. There was a game I played against Bosk where I got to like loop some Bright Hopes with Spark. So he'd like kill it. I'd get to spark it back, play another one, flip up one from my resource zone, keep them going for a couple turns. Um, it it felt pretty good. I had 5 total Millennium Falcons in my deck, which I think going forward I wouldn't play any of them, and then just the U-wing reinforcements and Han Solos to go over the top, um, really helps grind them out. I don't know,
I
I
have
was
to
I was
ask
pretty
you,
happy with the list.
what the new Millennium Falcon? What didn't you like about it?
It just it felt too redundant, and when I played it, I would wanna play it from the Smuggle Zone, so didn't really have a ton of value. The extra names is nice for copies of Hunter, but I don't think Millennium Falcon's really where you wanna be at. You're already spending a mana or a resource every turn on using Hunter's ability, and you kinda wanna, like, commit multiple guys to the field. I did feel like I was light on a little bit of interaction, so, I mean, I had Marauders and the Bright Hopes, but that was pretty much it, other than the Syndicate Lackeys and Han Solos for battling back. But I thought the control matchup was pretty reasonable. Got Tech DJ going on. Home One was an all star. Had some pretty good games with that. Just like happenstance smuggles are nice from the L3 and the gun. So I don't know. I thought it
Gun
was
good.
pretty fun. Gun good. The Akbars were probably the all-star sideboard card. Thought that card was great in this deck. You have a lot of random dinky little units laying around that aren't always dead when they're rumbling with some of the aggressive decks, but kind of wanted a little bit more interaction. So I like
Also, fun
yeah.
observation. We all played the same colors, base colors.
Yeah, we were all green yellow.
Yeah.
Kind of fun.
So,
That's funny.
do you want to move on to
Uh,
your
But yeah, some changes I would make if you want to pop over the other screen. I went through and I updated it after I played it on that Friday, which I was kind of trying to figure out how to shore up some of the issues. If I was gonna play this deck again, I would play some Gamorrean guards in the main. Um, not worried about or I guess I'm pretty worried about having a big Sentinel unit. I was looking for through the whole list of all the cards for some yellow Sentinels that made sense. Chewbacca seemed like it would be one that would help, and I boarded in the Bright Hope almost every matchup. Just it's your like over the top card that once you're stabilizing with Han and U-wing reinforcements, you kind of just want to take over and end the game. So it was pretty good. I like the deck a lot. I'd probably play it again actually. So
these
the
colors really have the most fun, like synergy interaction, like value town plays. Getting to play all those cards in your deck is pretty exciting. Like,
oh, I added, Spare the Targets is the other interactive card I added. I definitely wanted some actual, like, bounce spells and stuff like that that helped
would
a lot.
you consider playing Waylay over that? I recently realized that you can't target your own
Wait,
units.
your own
With
guys.
Yeah,
Probably not. I think I'm more interested in random upside, and none of
you
these
already have
guys I
Bright
really
Hope
want to
to
return in
target
my
your own
hand.
guy.
Yeah.
You just
And
think the
like
random bounty upside you'd rather have?
One of the, like, the cool things about the deck that I, like, observed, was, weird tensions between Spark of Hope and the Hunter ability. So, it was, like, sometimes it was kind of a game where I'd have 2 Greedos floating, like, I'd either have one in play, one in my resource zone, and then, like, turn 2, it would and sometimes turns 2 and turns 3, it'd be interesting choices on whether or not I wanted to actually resource the Greedo or the R2 or layer, whatever one it was, um, with Spark of Hope in your hand. So if you like trade your guy into their guy or they trade it into you, the ability to like bring your unit back with Spark of Hope and then replay a fresh one to rebuy the one that died, or you can play just like the standard resource, the duplicate copy, bounce it with Hunter. It was kind of an interesting tension that
So
it was like a
you
little bit of a game. It was fun.
I mean, you play the game differently than you would play other decks where, like, normally you would just resource your second copy of a card, but sometimes you have to, like, make sure you play one first.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, the sparks like a nice little regrowth type effect to make sure that you keep that chain going. It was fun. I liked it a lot.
cool. I mean, your deck definitely looks like the most fun. Also, you didn't none of us really mentioned our leaders flip turns that much, but I think yours was the most
Oh
exciting.
yeah, dude, the flip of Hunter, he's huge. If you put a hot shot blaster on him, he does a lot of damage, and it helps
overwhelm.
close out the game pretty quick. It's like kind of hard for a bunch of the leaders that already flip to kill him. He's huge. It was nuts. I I
Yeah,
thought I, I
the
thought it wasn't that bad. It was a fun deck to play at like a locals.
mm, cool.
The bright hope really helps also like with because in our matchup I beat you down in space a lot, so like that really helps with that matchup because you were like how Kira is, where she's really weak to space, so this at least gives you some more space
Yeah.
viability.
Yeah, I like the Marauders too. They synergize with Hunter's ability. They're probably a lot better in my deck than they were in Austin's with just getting to rebuy a Bright Hope that got traded into as a resource and having if you have a second copy, you can flip them up. So I don't know. It seemed pretty solid. Trading into their guys is good with that. You actually kind of care about having a removal spell for space units in this because you don't really have any other good options.